How would you answer this question over here, where they're asking which one's not a solution? So to solve for these, we can move everything with x to one side, everything without an x to the opposite side. So to keep the x's positive, I'm gonna move these 3x from the left to the right. So the opposite of 3x is minus 3x. If I do it on this side of the equal, I have to do it on the other. These two cancel out. And we're left with negative 5 is greater than or equal. 4x minus 3x is just x minus 3. And to get rid of the 3 on the right side, the opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. If you do it on that side of the equal, you have to do it on this side of the equal. 3 minus 3 cancels out. And we're left at x. And this is negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. If you want it, we can flip it so it's easier to see. X is going to be less than or equal to negative 2. So the only answer that is greater than negative 2 is negative 1. Follow for more. Do you know how to answer this question over here? Well, they're asking, at what interval did the figurines decrease the fastest? So looking at our graph, we need to figure out at what point the graph has the steepest line going down. And we can see is this section over here, and that is between 3 and 4 months. So our answer is C. Follow for more. How would you answer this question over here, where they tell us that A is the solution, and they're asking what is the value of A? So to find the solutions, we can factor these. So x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. We grab the last number, negative 12, and we need two numbers that multiply to 12, negative 12, and add up to positive 1. So our two numbers are going to be 3 and 4, and for them to add up to 1, it has to be negative 3. So our two parentheses are x minus 3, x plus 4 is equal to 0. So that means x equals 3 and x equals negative 4. And they're telling us that a is greater than 0, therefore it cannot be negative 4. Our answer is 3. Follow for more. Do you know how to answer this question over here? Well, they tell us the arc BC is 2/5 of the circumference. So that means BC is 2/5 of the circumference. They're asking what is the value of x? So x is going to be 2/5 of the degrees of a circle. So degrees of a circle is 360, and then 2/5 times 360 is 360 divided by 5 times 2, or 360 times 2 and then divided by 5, and that gives us 144 degrees. Follow for more. This one is one of the hardest questions on the SAT, and that's because most people don't realize that 8 is 2 to the third power. So you can rewrite it as 2 to the 3x over 2 to the y. And now, because they have the same base and they're dividing, you can subtract the exponents. So that's equal to 2 to the 3x minus y. Okay, what does 3x minus y equal? To 12. So that is 2 to the 12th power, and the answer is right here. Follow for more. Do you know how to answer this question right here? If you do, I challenge you to pause the video, comment what you think the answer is, and then unpause the video to see what the correct answer is. But they are telling us that a winner is selected at random, and there's 25 people in total. What is the probability that the winner will be either a female under the age of 40, so we go to female under the age of 40, that's 8 people, or a male age 40 or older. So male age 40 or older, that's 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and then the total amount of people is 25. So our answer is right here. Follow for more. This is one of the easiest questions on the SAT. They tell us that 1 pound of grapes costs $2. At this rate, how many dollars will C pounds of grapes cost? So all we have to do is multiply 2 times the amount of grapes, and that is C pounds. So the answer is 2C. Follow for more. Do you know how to answer this question over here? Well, they tell us that f of x is a polynomial, okay? Some values of f and f of x are shown on the table above. Which of the following must be a factor of f of x? So a factor is what is the value of x when the y is 0. The y is another way of saying f of x. So what is the value of x when the y is 0? Well, the value of x is 4, okay? But as you can see, all our answers are x minus something, okay? That is because the x is equal to 4. So what is the factor? Well, if you move the 4 to the other side, you get that x minus 4 is equal to 0. So our answer is right here. Follow for more. How would you answer this question over here? Where they're asking which of these lines has a slope of 3. So all these lines are in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So which equation has a slope of 3? Well, this one has a slope of 1/3. This one has a slope of 1, that it's invisible. This one has a slope of 3, and this one has a slope of 6. So our answer is right here. Follow for more. How would you answer this question over here? Well, if we factor f of x is x cubed minus 9x. So we can take out an x, and that gives us x squared minus 9. What is x squared minus 9? Is a difference of squares. So we can factor further to x plus 3, x minus 3. And now let's factor g of x. So g of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. We grab the negative 3, put it on this side. We need two numbers that multiply to negative 3 and add up to negative 2. So that's 3 and 1, negative 3 and positive 1. So our two parentheses are x minus 3, x plus 1. Okay, so the question is, what is f of x over g of x, right? So let's divide them. If we put f of x on the top and g of x on the bottom, that gives us that f of x is x plus 3, x minus 3, and then g of x is x minus 3, x plus 1, okay? So now let's cancel out. We have an x minus 3 on the top and an x minus 3 on the bottom, so those two cancel out, and we're left with an x minus 3 on the top, x plus 1 on the bottom, and our answer is right here. Follow for more. How would you answer this question over here? Well, they tell us that the maximum value of f is k. So f of x is this function over here, the graph, and the maximum value is the highest point, okay? So it's this point over here, and that is 3. So k is equal to 3. Perfect. What is the value of g of k? So g is this table over here, and when the x is 3, g of 3 is going to be 6. So our answer is right here. Follow for more. How would you answer this question over here? Well, they tell us that z is equal to 60, okay? So here's z, that's 60 degrees. Perfect. Then they tell us that y is equal to 20. So y is over here, that is 20. And the question is, what is the value of x? Okay, so because L and M are parallel lines, that means this angle over here is also going to be 20 degrees. Okay, so now the easy part. The internal angles of a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees, okay? We already have 60 and 20, which 60 plus 20 is 80. So we subtract these two, we get that our remaining angle is 100. Follow for more. Do you know how to answer this question over here? Well, they give you two equations. They give you that x plus 2y is equal to 10. And the second equation is that 3x plus 6y is equal to c. And they tell you they represent the same lines, same being the key word. So these two lines are exactly identical. So how do we go from the top to the bottom? Well, this is 1x, right? Times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So 10 times 3 is going to be 30. So our answer is 30. Follow for more.